Lacey here with the Sweet Pea Chef, and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade baked sweet potato fries, and not just one recipe. I'm going to show you 4 different delicious variations which have so much flavor and are so delicious. Making homemade fries is a serious win if you're wanting to eat healthy and still love your food. So let's get started. So first things first, we need to prep our sweet potatoes. This is going to be the same method for all 4 of our recipes today. We're just going to be adding different flavors to our cut wedges after they are cut. So to prep your sweet potato, we want to make sure that it is nicely scrubbed clean of any dirt, because we will not be removing the skin on the sweet potatoes. I don't remove the skin for a number of reasons. 1, it adds extra nutrients to your fries, which is a big win. 2, we actually get added texture when you have it, and it looks cool on the sweet potato wedges. And 3, it's just plain easier not to have to peel all these sweet potatoes. So it's like a big win all the way around. So now that we have our sweet potato, we want to slice both ends off and then remove those and discard them. Then cut the sweet potato in half across the width. Then we're going to slice those halves into another half, so we essentially have 4 quarters of our sweet potato. Then lay one of those quarters down on the cut side, and then slice at an angle to create wedges along there. Try to make the wedges as evenly sized as possible, because evenly sized wedges will cook evenly and you'll have nicely evenly cooked fries. Depending on the size and the shape of your sweet potato, this could be a little bit tricky. Just try to do your best. So this is how we're going to be having our wedges today for our sweet potato fries. If you wanted to cut them into long matchstick type fries, instead of turning them into wedges, you would slice them into evenly sized 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch pieces. And then repeat with the remaining sweet potatoes. In general, 1 large sweet potato will yield you about 4 cups of fries. So you want to think about that when you're trying to plan everything out. So for each of our recipes, I'm using 1 large sweet potato so that we have about 2 to 4 servings, depending on how many you want. All right, so now that we have our sweet potatoes divided into wedges, we can go ahead and start preheating our oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit and lining a rimmed baking sheet with some parchment paper. Starting off, we are going to be making some garlic and herb baked sweet potato fries, which are so good. So in a large mixing bowl, we're going to add in our cut sweet potato fries, followed by some olive oil, minced garlic, and sea salt. And then just toss all this together to evenly combine. Then we're going to transfer this onto our prepared baking sheet, where we will basically put everything out into an even layer. The more evenly spaced they are and the more not stacked on top of each other, the more they'll get crispy when you're baking them. Otherwise, they might stick to each other. So try to get them in an even single layer on the baking sheet. Now transfer these fries to the oven and bake for 15 minutes. Then using a spatula, we're going to flip the wedges over as much as you can. You don't have to be perfect with this. And then we're going to place it back into the oven and cook for another 15 minutes or so until the fries are golden brown and tender. Remove these from the oven and then toss them with some freshly grated Parmesan and some chopped fresh Italian parsley. These garlic and herb baked sweet potato fries are so easy and so simple, yet their flavor is just like intensely good. Next, let's make some Cajun flavored baked sweet potato fries. So in a large bowl, we're going to add our sweet potato wedges, followed by some olive oil, garlic powder, paprika, sea salt, onion powder, dried oregano, dried thyme, ground black pepper, and cayenne pepper. And then we're going to toss the fries to get everything evenly coated, and then lay them flat out onto your baking sheet, then transfer to the oven for 15 minutes. And then we're going to flip them over using a spatula so that they cook evenly on both sides. Then place them back into the oven for another 15 minutes so that they get nice and crisp on both sides and goldeny brown and delicious and tender and so tasty. So these Cajun sweet potato fries have the natural sweetness of the baked sweet potato, but have just this really spicy kick from the Cajun seasoning. It is seriously delicious. Next, let's sweeten some things up and make some baked cinnamon sugar sweet potato fries. So into our large bowl, we're going to add our sweet potato wedges, followed by some melted coconut oil, some coconut sugar, ground cinnamon, and a little bit of sea salt. Then we're going to toss all this to coat evenly. Then we're going to lay all of this out flat onto our prepared baking sheet. Each time we bake a new recipe, make sure to use a new sheet of parchment paper so that the flavors don't transfer. Because when you're biting into a cinnamon sugar sweet potato fry, you don't really want to taste Cajun seasoning. Or maybe you do, but I like it separate. So transfer these cinnamon sugar sweet potato fries to the oven and bake for 15 minutes. Then we're gonna flip it all over using a spatula or your fingers if you want, though that gets a little bit hot. And then we're gonna put them back in the oven for another 15 minutes until they are crispy on the outside, yet tender on the inside, and you can really smell the cinnamon sugar cooking, and it's just gonna be so yummy. These cinnamon sugar baked sweet potato fries are seriously life. They have the delicious sweetness of baked sweet potatoes, plus just that cinnamon and then that little bit of sea salt to really bring out the flavors. It is so good. All right, you knew I couldn't go with the sweet for too long, so let's make some spicy chili baked sweet potato fries. So in a large mixing bowl, we're gonna add our sweet potato wedges, followed by some olive oil, chili powder, ground cumin, sea salt, paprika, garlic powder, ground black pepper, and some cayenne pepper. Then we're gonna toss all this together, get all those nice spicy flavors all incorporated onto all of our sweet potato wedges. Then we're gonna transfer that out onto our baking sheet, make sure everything's in a nice, even, one single layer. Put this into the oven for 15 minutes, and then we're gonna switch and flip everything over after 15 minutes so that it gets nicely cooked on both sides. Then we're gonna bake for another 15 minutes until they're nice and crisp and golden and delicious looking. For these spicy chili fries, I absolutely love topping them with some freshly chopped cilantro. I feel like that combination is just so good together. So if you love sweet potato fries and you like things spicy, I think you're gonna love this recipe. For all these sweet potato fries, I like to use them as part of my meal prep. If I'm using them as a side, I can just reheat them in the microwave for about 2 minutes until they're heated through, or you can re-bake them so that they get crispy again in a 425-degree oven just until heated through, which should just be about 5 to 10 minutes. Either way is great, and they make a great addition to a meal prep meal or just as a side, just to have ready to grab in the fridge for some extra flavor, or just a little tasty snack too, because sweet potato fries are amazing. So I hope you enjoy all of these baked sweet potato fry recipes. Let me know in the comments below which one sounds the best to you. If you're looking for a healthy dip for these sweet potato fries, check out my homemade ketchup recipe video. I'll send the link for you below in the comments, and you can also click on the screen for that recipe video. And make sure to subscribe if you enjoy this channel and you want to get more healthy recipes every week delivered to you so that you love your healthy eating lifestyle. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.